How's it going, everyone? I recently did a video right after the PlayStation Showcase going over my initial reactions to the event. I recorded it right after the event, so it wasn't the most well thought out video, but it went over the vitriol that I had towards the event and my disappointment, my colossal disappointment at that. And I want to talk a little bit more about it on why I think this PlayStation Showcase was absolutely abysmal, terrible. I don't think that is too much of a stretch. I know some of you guys disagreed with me on it. Seemed like a lot of you guys also agreed with me on it, and I do think my audience is gonna have a skewed perspective favoring PlayStation. So the fact that so many of you agreed with me on that, I think does tell you something on how bad this event was, because outside of my content, which again, on this channel, it's more so tailored towards PlayStation, the general consensus seems to be immense disappointment, and I am completely aboard on that. Immense disappointment for a variety of reasons, and I want to tackle a couple of different points right off the bat. First of all, one point that I keep seeing over and over again, your expectations were too high, there was nothing they could have done to impress you, you wanted Bloodborne 2, you weren't gonna get Bloodborne 2 or a Bloodborne remaster. Now, I had offhand, almost comedically, mentioned the idea of a Bloodborne remaster in one of my previous videos looking forward to the event, just because at this point it's comedy and I think it's funny. I even used the term that I thought the Bloodborne remaster was a pipe dream that I would love to see, yes, but a pipe dream. Hence why I'm not that disappointed we didn't get a Bloodborne remaster. However, the idea of being pessimistic towards everything, and yes, I try to have an air of pessimism towards game releases, just because we see so many broken and unfinished games that I'm like, yo, let me just have pessimism, and if it turns out well, I'll be pleasantly surprised. However, this PlayStation Showcase was a bit of a different ball game, and I wasn't gonna have my expectations in the dirt, and that's ultimately what I got. I didn't have my expectations in the dirt. I wanted a little bit more than dirt. The fact is, it's been 2 years since the last PlayStation Showcase. The last showcase, you unveiled a lot of cool stuff. You had that big drop on God of War Ragnarok. You unveiled, I believe, Wolverine at the time, and a bunch of other games. And I wasn't as crazy about that showcase as a lot of other people, but that showcase was a hell of a lot better than this showcase, and that showcase at least gave me something. On top of that, it's been 2 years since the showcase. Also, since then, we've had several lackluster State of Play events. We had a State of Play centering around Japanese titles, where the big finale game, I believe, was Valkyrie Elysium and the Diofield Chronicle from Square Enix. A lot of you guys probably didn't play either of those games. Guess what? I played both of those games, and they were both pretty mid. I enjoyed Diofield Chronicle more than a lot of people, but those were your two big games out of that State of Play event. I remember a State of Play event where they showcased Suicide Squad gameplay, and who the hell knows what's going on with that game right now. And then we had a State of Play, I believe, also showcasing Hogwarts Legacy gameplay, which is a third-party title that is a multi-platform game. Multi-platform games, showcasing them at events like this, totally fine, but I am not going to give you as much credit for showcasing a multi-platform game than I would if it was your in-house first-party studios, because it's a PlayStation Showcase. This is supposed to be the build-up of the last 2 years of work from PlayStation Worldwide Studios. Not only that, I offer you the fact that it's been an incredibly light 2023 for PlayStation. We had one expansion release in Horizon Burning Shores that was about 10 hours, and we had PlayStation VR 2, which the VR 2 offerings were pretty light, so how's that going? Investing into VR 2, but a lot of people didn't buy it. It's not like VR 2 is going to be something every PlayStation 5 owner has. So this year so far, incredibly sparse for new game releases. Final Fantasy 16 is coming out. That is a timed exclusivity deal. It is what it is. It's not even a first-party title, so it's not as big of a deal as, let's say, what Worldwide Studios is bringing out as it pertains to what I expect out of a showcase. But this year is incredibly light by PlayStation standards. On top of that, looking forward to 2024, last year around this time, we had a good idea Spider-Man 2 was going to be the big game for 2023. What do we have in 2024? I don't know. Like, we have no idea what's coming out. We know Concord and I guess Fair Game. Bruh, what? And let's also, and this is a bigger point of contention for the entire event, both of those games new IPs. Both of those games coming out in 2024. Both of those games debuted with cinematic trailers that told me absolutely nothing. Concord even more so egregious. And I saw somebody in the comments section list out all of these games that they're excited for and had Concord in the list, and I'm like, bro, Concord? We know nothing about that game outside of the fact that it's a multiplayer title. They literally had a burger in the trailer, and I guess that burger was well generated, but like, why do you even come to an event and show a trailer like that? That should be uploaded onto a YouTube channel at like a random time of the day and nobody's gonna care about it. What was the point of that? You're showcasing these first-party titles that, let's be honest, the hardcore PlayStation audience, even though I am a proponent of they should delve into more multiplayer titles. At the end of the day, the people that you're drawing into an event like this, they'll stick around for the multiplayer games, but they definitely want to see those big budget single player PlayStation titles that has become synonymous with PlayStation for the last decade or so. And you didn't really see that from a first party standpoint. And again, too many CG trailers. Fair Game, Concord, Marathon. It was just over and over again, and I saw a tweet, I think it was from Phil Spencer, where he said like, Marathon looks great. I'm like, what? What looks great about it? It's a CG trailer. What am I supposed to take away with this? I get it that it's a recreation of a game from way back when, but it's a CG trailer. You can have CG trailers here and there, and let's be honest, I absolutely got off my seat when Final Fantasy Remake was announced as a CG trailer back in E3 of 2015, but that was a small, minor part, middle of the show of the E3 2015 press conference that didn't take up too much time, and it came out of nowhere, and people were super excited for it. And I think with that year's E3, I believe right before that, they showcased the debut trailer for like Kingdom Hearts 3, and it came with a gameplay trailer, and they might have done an update on Final Fantasy 15 during that, and FF7 Remake was kind of like the cherry on top. With this, Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake, no release window, no gameplay, we got no idea when that's coming out. And again, that's another thing with a lot of these games. I'm super excited for MGS3 Remake, I'm super excited for Dragon's Dogma 2. Those are 2025, 2026 games. And again, with third-party titles, I'm gonna value them a little less than the first-party games because that's what this event is. It's PlayStation Showcase, not third-party showcase. Alan Wake 2 looks great. AC Mirage, I hope it's a return to form for AC, and Grand Blue Fantasy Relink would have killed for a release date on that, but let's see if that'll hit 2023, because that game's been in the works for quite a while. But really, we wanted to hear about the major games, the first-party titles that is going to set up PlayStation for a huge 2023 and a huge 2024. Fair Game and Concord ain't it. And if you're gonna tell me that 2024, like, what is gonna be that big first-party single-player experience? Because if 2024 is gonna be a bunch of live service game with just one single-player game, not Final Fantasy VII, that is a Square Enix title I'm talking about, whether it's your Insomniac, your Sucker Punch, where is a game like that? And by now, we should probably be hearing about that game for 2024, but we still don't. Now, you know, PlayStation's gonna be at Summer Game Fest, so, you know, you can announce stuff there. But, even like The Last of Us Factions, and that's another live service game, but that at least has some cachet behind it. And at least Factions, if you did a CG trailer for that, people would be like, alright, it's Last of Us, at least we'll get a little excited for it. Honestly, one of the pleasantly cool things that I saw was Helldivers 2. Like, more of the Helldivers 2 type stuff. That was a little bit unsung. And then also, there was so much time given to these smaller games, and smaller games are great, but a showcase that's been built up for 2 years is not the place to put Cat Quest. And I've recommended Cat Quest so many times because those are charming games that a lot of people can get into, but a PlayStation showcase for a Cat Quest trailer, for a Foam Stars trailer, games at this level, this ain't it, man. People are not looking forward to it. It reminds me of that that Summer Game Fest where there was small game after small game, and I know Jeff Keighley said that, hey, it was an idea that we're gonna have Elden Ring at the end, and then all these smaller games are gonna get highlighted. I don't think that's a good way to highlight games. In actuality, I think it frustrates people when they're there for the bigger titles, and you're seeing Cat Quest. You can make the argument, oh, we had Spider-Man 2 to hook them until the end, and then we can promote these smaller games. Just don't think that's a good strategy. Spider-Man 2, ultimately, we didn't even get a release date on that, and it does seem like there's a lot of concern on whether or not that'll be a 2023 game. To me, it's looking like that's gonna be more of a November, December game. Probably not December, probably November than it is September, but if Spider-Man 2 gets delayed, like, that is just absolutely cooked. For Sony. I mean, they got Final Fantasy 16. Good job on signing the exclusivity deal, but, yeah. Like, there was cool stuff there. A Snake Eater remake's not gonna come out till like 2025, guys. Maybe at that. Dragon's Dogma 2, 2025. And that's third party. Phantom Blade is the game that everybody's gravitating towards, and like, yo, if you guys have been following some of these games coming out of China, you know that a lot of them get stuck in development for a long time. Black Myth Wukong was announced in 2020 and is now scheduled for a summer 2024 release window. Let's see if that game will come out. I really think you'll be pushing the cart before the horse a little bit too much with Phantom Blade. What we saw looked great, but you have to have a healthy level of awareness when it comes to a game like Phantom Blade. Like what I saw, but you can't push the cart before the horse when it comes to that game. That's really my 2 cents on all of that. Again, 2-year build-up. You showcase so many of these smaller games, which would have been fine in a 5-minute sizzle reel or if it was a state of play event. That's totally fine, but this was a showcase. A different level of expectation after the last 2 years, and this is just a colossal disappointment. And I'm not even gonna say, like, some people are going easy on them, saying that, oh, it was a 5 out of 10 show. Nah, I'm not even gonna go that far. 5 out of 10 is way too generous in my opinion on this. This was like a 3 out of 10 with most of it coming from Helldivers and Spider-Man in my opinion. Third-party games are what they are, but when it's filled with third-party games, a lot of the cool ones that are gonna come out in the long future, CGI trailers for new IP live service games that do nothing for anybody in terms of getting excited for the games, like, come on. Just really bad, and now we'll see what Microsoft does. We'll see how Microsoft does with their showcase, but this is a really good opportunity for them, but it's Microsoft, so they'll probably have, like, a gameplay demo of a game like Avowed, and that game will be scheduled for, like, late 2024 and get delayed into 2025 or something like that. That's, like, best case scenario, in my opinion. After the atrocity we just saw with Redfall, I have no hope for anything. I hope Summer Game Fest is decent, because, this did not inspire any confidence in me. Spider-Man 2 will be great, and I understand that some of you guys are taking away cool things, but the expectation level, which wasn't blown out of proportion, a 2-year layoff for Showcase, a pretty steady stream of pretty mid state of plays, would have led you to believe that we finally need a big showcase event, and this was not up to par. They completely crapped the bed. That's my 2 cents. You can disagree, but that is where I'm coming at this from. And as somebody that's been a long-time PlayStation fan, have had every PlayStation platform. PlayStation 1 was the first home console that I ever had. Like, I've been with this for a long time. PlayStation 3 was my favorite console that generation, and I played almost every exclusive that dropped on that console, even when it looked bleak for the PS3. But this was terrible. That'll do it for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. I feel like I articulated my points a little bit better comparatively to the last video, but did want to get this up so you guys know where I'm coming from. But again, that'll do it for me. Thank you for watching. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.